that's when it really starts to sting you. When you're getting judged and you're still just trying and you put yourself out there hoping people like it, then you get judged. It's like, ouch, fuck.
Right.
But hopefully to all you listeners that this is encouraging to you, that you're not alone. That it comes with the territory, but the reward is greater for you to get to impact and connect with the people who do see you, who do love you, who do appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. And again, it's even what's brought Matt on the show today.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the next episode of the Tattoo Guardians podcast. Today's a very special episode as I myself, Matt Vaught, also known as Tattoo Matt, take over alongside my co-host Hip and Matt Clemmer. And so stay tuned as we entertain and educate you for the next 2 hours.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another edition of the Tattoo Guardians podcast. And today I'm accompanied by my co-defendant, Mr. Matt Clemmer. Josh is out getting well-needed rest. And you may recognize our guest. He's got funny, quirky videos blowing up all over the internet. He's actually gone viral a few times. And he's a killer fucking tattoo artist. So today we're accompanied by Matt Vaught.
Hey, what up, brother Matt? How are you, man?
Hey, what's up? Happy day.
Yeah! You know that's right. Shit. Woo! You know, you're right. He's got some dope videos out going viral. He's a fucking great tattoo artist, and I'd like to add a fucking great man, too. Mm-hmm. The little that I know him. We had the honor of meeting him in Oregon, the Evergreen Invitational. He came to the TBM seminar, sat in the back of the room, and I just knew there was something extra special about that guy. And I'm honored, Matt, that you've stayed in touch with us, man, for sure.
Yeah, well, dude, I'm honored to be here, man. It's been awesome to sort of get to know you guys through this podcast and through direct messaging, and I'm stoked to be here. I'm a big fan. Listened to all the episodes after we met at Evergreen, and it just, like I said the other day, man, it's like I found my tribe. You guys are doing it, and I fucking really appreciate what you guys do, and I'm glad to be here and be a part of it.
Thank you, brother. It's fucking golden. Tell the world where you're out of, where you're at in the world.
So I tattoo out of Newport Beach, California.
Nice.
Which is in Orange County, just south of Los Angeles. And yeah, been tattooing for about 10 years now, around Orange County, two in Newport. So it's been fun, man. It's been cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hip, you ever been to Orange County?
Fucking, I don't think so.
I know.
I just recently was in Hollywood, and North Hollywood, but talking to him on the phone last week, it sounds a little further south.
Yeah.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
Are there a lot of oranges?
Nope. I don't know about that. Probably, though.
Well, then that's a fucking lie, because the first time I went to Boise, which I'm getting ready to fly out to tomorrow morning, I hadn't seen one fucking potato the last 3 years I've been out there.
Man, dude. I'm sorry.
It's cool.
Okay.
It's just, don't believe the smoke and mirrors that these news anchors fucking in Hollywood put on things like planes. I thought planes were fucking luxuriously big.
Yeah.
But they're not.
They are not. They're absolutely not. They actually call it Orange County because all the people down here are really orange.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they have like this orange glow, yeah.
Tight. Hell yeah. Makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, man. A bunch of Oompa Loompas walking around.
Straight up, yeah.
So, okay, let's fucking get to the meat and potatoes, because this is my thing that I've been curious to talk to you about, and I'm sure our listeners would be curious too. And being an avid listener of Gary Vee, he's always talking about content. Me personally, and I don't know how you feel about this, but I'm sure we'll find out, when you started doing like the TikTok videos and the Instagram reels, was there any intent to it, like, or premeditated, like getting what you got out of it, or were you just like having fun? And do you like doing that shit? Because I don't like social media. I like social media. I just don't like doing it for myself, if that makes sense.
My God, Matt, just chill. He must have asked you 31 questions right now.
Yeah, you see me doing like mathematical equations, like, look, okay.
Yeah.
No, but to get started with what you were saying, when I first started on TikTok, you know, like I've been on Instagram for a long time, right? Like since I first got out of prison, you know, and first started tattooing. But TikTok was something actually that, like, you know, it was real trendy when we all got locked down for COVID. And everybody was like talking about TikTok, and it was a bunch of fucking dances, you know? And so I was like, nah, not interested. I didn't even get a TikTok account until like a year after the whole pandemic happened. So like the whole time I was at home, nothing, like I wasn't interested. I didn't look at it. I didn't want anything to do with it. And then when I started TikTok, it was because another artist in the shop was telling me like, hey, I'm actually getting clients off of TikTok, dude. Like you should probably like get over there and like get on there. So I did. And, you know, I did like the usual at first. I did the usual like, you know, like stencil and then like transition and tattoo, you know, like it was just a really easy video to make. I think I didn't have to put a lot of myself into it. And I tried to hide behind my artwork, you know, which I feel like a lot of us artists are way more comfortable that way. Like when we don't have to put ourselves out there for people to judge, just like, just judge my artwork. Cause I already know everything that's wrong with my artwork. So you can't tell me shit. You know what I mean? But that wasn't working. You know, I had, I think like 100 followers, and it wasn't really doing anything. And then I actually tattooed this girl, this 20-year-old girl came in for, you know, some of those like ignorant style tattoos that 20-year-olds are getting. And while I was tattooing her, she was like, yeah, I'm actually a social media manager, marketing person. You know, I was like, okay, cool. Like I've been waiting for you, cause I can't figure this shit out for, you know, to save my life. Like I'm not going anywhere. I think I had like 2,500 followers on Instagram after doing it for fucking 8 years, you know? And, so I needed help, and she shot one video with me, dude. And the first video went viral. And from there it just kind of like snowballed. And like, once she showed me how to do it, I kind of had like a formula, you know? And the formula has changed over the last year since I started doing this. But yeah, as far as like starting out with intention, nah, dude, my intention was, you know, pretty much, I mean, it was to get attention. But I didn't have any clue what I was doing until, you know, some 20-year-old kid came and showed me.
Man, for real. For real.
And what video was that went viral that you were talking about that she shot with you?
So I actually tattooed, there was this girl that I think, you know, Orange County's pretty big in the recovery scene, right? We have a lot of rehabs and sober livings out here. And I think she was probably from one of those. And she came in and she got like a little tiny heart in red ink, like just to outline. And it was on her face, you know what I mean? And face tattoos are controversial still.
Yeah.
And she just kind of she had this look like she was kind of dead inside, you know what I mean, in the video. So it just like, there was a few different points that brought up like controversy and like kind of got people talking, which I found is like a major factor to making videos go viral. It's like, if you can find something controversial or some kind of hot topic that people want to talk about and they want to input their opinion on, then that shit really helps, because like, you know, it's all about analytics. If people are liking and commenting your video, it's going to do better, and TikTok will push it out more. You know?
And what do you think was controversial about that video? The fact that she got a heart on her face, or something else to it?
I mean, the fact that she got a face tattoo, she did look to be about 16. She was of age, you know what I mean? Like the legal age out here is 18. You have to be 18 to get tattooed, no matter if your parents and your grandparents and your uncles and aunts all show up, it doesn't matter. You know, and she was of age, but she looked a little young, and, you know, it was her first tattoo, which I realize, right, like as a tattoo artist, like I know that that's a major no-no, right? Mm-hmm. Doing somebody's first tattoo on their face. Mm-hmm. You know, however, after talking to her about it, and like, you know, like I do try to talk people out of face tattoos, especially if like they're not established in a career like ours, where it's like it's almost like required, you know, in our industry. It's like a prerequisite. So I tried to talk her out of it. She was sold on it. She was going to get it. And there's plenty of other like scratcher spots, you know, around where she would have gone and done it anyways, you know. So I felt for myself, I was like, at least she'll get it done here. It'll be clean. It'll be professional. You know what I mean? It's in red ink. It's real small. It's over here where, you know, her hair could hide it.
Yeah.
You know, so I decided to do it, and that was pretty controversial. And even now, like I might catch some shit for it, even talking about it now.
So even though that video blew up, do you think, was it riddled with a bunch of hate or a bunch of judgment or a bunch of people like, how could you, who the fuck do you think you are? Or was it a mix of people having a problem and someone else would chime in and be like, fuck you, they're their own people, or like a back and forth? Is that what you mean with the controversial?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
It was a huge mix. It was a very large mix. A lot of people understood that, like, well, she's going to go get it anyways, right? So better to get it in a clean environment from a professional tattoo artist than, you know, some homie in the garage. And there was a lot of hate, dude. And like, I don't get so much of it anymore. But in the beginning, fucking hate was real, dude. And I was like, holy shit, like I fucked up, man, you know?
Man, do you, and this was about a year ago?
Yeah, this was right around a year ago. Yeah. Probably March, I think, 2021.
Why do you think she picked you? Why did she come to you, Matt? Out of all the shops in Orange County, do you think it was just a destiny thing? Like, because, you know, ancient scripture says our steps are ordered, meaning we may be led or called to a place and we don't even know why we were led here and led into Matt's shop. Or did she show up seeking you out specifically for another reason that she disclosed to you?
No, she was actually, I think she was a walk-in. She came in, you know, with her friends who had been tattooed there before.
Okay.
You know, with these rehabs, you know, like when they come and get tattooed and then go back to the rehab, everybody's like, oh, dope. And then they bring their friends back, and, you know, so it was word of mouth kind of thing.
And do you think she picked you like because she wanted the one dude in the shop that doesn't have a mullet? He's like, no, I want the dude that don't have the mullet.
No, man. No, I think it was just by chance. I think I was just up in rotation at that point, to be honest.
Okay. Cool, man. Yeah. And how fucking beautiful, you know, because we never know, you know, especially as tattoo artists, we get to declare and talk about so many beautiful stories, so much magic that has occurred. But if we trace it back, we didn't know it was planned. We didn't know. You didn't know that was the day the one girl coming in to get her first tattoo, a little heart on her face, was going to be a part of changing your life, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? We could trace it back now, and it's like, I met her on purpose for a purpose, and it was greater than just the purpose of that tattoo. She helped him, you know, with his own branding and his own marketing. And I'm sure that relationship, I'm sure that was a blessing to her. She'll always get to say, I'm the one that helped Matt.
That's my tattoo artist.
That's my dude. And I fucking, oh, you like that TikTok or you hate that fucking TikTok? I'm part of that, right? The magic that can be birthed out of just one afternoon or one client in our chair that we just never know.
So, you know, you spoke about her being in rehab. Do you happen to know if she's still sober and clean?
I don't still have contact with her. I wish I did. There's a lot of them that come in that, you know, you'll see, and then they'll just disappear. And then, of course, there's always the, the bad news where it's like, people that I've tattooed recently, their friend comes back, goes, "Oh yeah, you remember so-and-so?" Like, yeah, they're not with us anymore. It's a rough, lifestyle to be in, as you know, and as I know, it's a game of roulette, man.
It is, man. And then it can be rotating doors, like those rehabs, like people just in and out, in and out, in and out. But I'm choosing to know that she's out there fucking thriving, living her best life.
Good.
And she'll come and get maybe a big giant face tattoo on the other side for her second tattoo.
Yeah. Dude,
and if you don't want to do it, send her my way. I'll ruin her life. Fuck it.
Hip's like, "I'll get my money." Shit. Matt, how long have you been clean, sir?
I actually just took 5 years on May 31st.
Nice. Congrats, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That's the best decision I ever made, that's for sure. Well, kind of got made for me, but best decision to stick to it, that's for sure.
Jesus, that's right. Because even if it originally got made for you, I can only imagine how many times you've had to redecide yourself.
Yeah, I always tell people my higher power when I first got clean was a jury of my peers and a pair of handcuffs. So it's like repetitively hitting me in the face with a sledgehammer. I'll eventually get it, maybe. But it's weird because my mom's like, "Why don't you just quit getting high and stealing from people?" And I'm like, "You don't know, Mom. That's stupid." And then fucking I'll be damned if she wasn't right the entire time. Who would have thought?
Yeah. No shit. Yeah, actually, since I've been sober, I haven't gone back to jail one time. So
yeah, right. Crazy. It's weird how that works.
Well, even when we travel, because whenever Hip and I show up, or when Hip shows up to any show, we're met with love. And then there's brothers that want to show us love, brothers that want to impress us, brothers that want to show us a good time. And in the tattoo industry, a lot of times that some guys' ace in their back pocket is drugs or a party or whatever, just trying to be down with Hip. What they don't know, because they don't know him well enough yet to know that he's already loves and accepts you as you are. You don't have to do anything more for him to be open to accepting you already. But I'll see dudes offer him, drugs, alcohol, whatever, to show him. I've always appreciated his response, because I've noticed whenever, last night my neighbor was trying to give me a beer and I told him no, and he just wanted me to have one. You know what I'm saying? So oftentimes people want to feel important by giving you that. But Hip's always got a great response that I think shuts it down real quick, because they'll offer him something. He's like, "Oh man, I can't. I'm allergic. I'm like real allergic." And they're like, "Oh, what? For real?" He's like, "Yeah, man. I break out in handcuffs and felonies." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and they're like, "Okay, respect," and they leave him alone. And I've always appreciated that.
I use that one too, and that usually shuts it down pretty quick, man. People are like, "Okay, yeah, no, we're good. I don't want to go to jail."
Yeah, right.
Man, my biggest thing about it is, like, I thought that when I quit using, it was just going to be boring. And come to find out, like, going through like treatment and then your aftercare, if you actually put in the work in that, you really ain't got time to be bored. And what it does is it like fills my day up. What do they say, like idle time is the devil's playground? I really didn't have idle time. I was like going to meetings, or like meeting this case manager, or doing this group, to the point that when I finally got reintroduced back into normal life, like I had started working a job, or beginning showing up at this shop, and then started like my recovery process. I had built stamina, I guess you could say. And now it's like I almost look for times of, I don't want to call it boredom, but because boredom just turns into serenity, but like some me time, some like chill time. And it was totally, it's done a lot, and it's opened up so much. And like my limited belief on what I thought not getting high anymore was was completely misinformed by misinformed people. You know, all I hung out with was drug addicts, dope fiends, and drunks and shit. And they're like, nah, it sucks over there. And it's like, being over here now, like, who'd have thought? You couldn't have told me fucking 10 years ago that I'd be sitting doing a podcast, speaking to another individual in recovery over 2,000 miles away, fucking doing, caring, living, and being the same way I am, and in the tattoo community, because I thought this shit was just sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So, like, when I started finding people in the tattoo industry that were also in recovery as well, it gave me hope. It gave me like accountability. I would find these people and seek them out when I would travel, because I don't know, we're a weird group. Like, we come from like fucking Saw movies and Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, and then flip it, and now we're like PG-13, and like, we see each other, we recognize each other, we hug each other, everything's open. I can leave my wallet sit here in front of you and not have to worry about you stealing it, because I know that like you're living by a certain set of principles that like constantly are keeping a mirror in front of your face, and you're always having to reevaluate who you're hanging around with, what your environment looks like. So I just appreciate finding more people that are like-minded.
Well, fuck yeah. I mean, he's got the key. He's got the code to my every alarm system of every building I own. He's got the keys to my home. I mean,
and the key to your heart.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Look out.
Yeah. Oh, is it getting hot in here? Is my face red? No.
I do declare.
Hey, but you know, Hip even told me in the beginning, like, I was the dude that would rob you, steal your shit, and then show up when you looking for it and help you look for it. Right?
Oh yeah.
But he's been entrusted with everything now. Like, I mean, he could fuck my life up real quick if he fell off, you know. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, you know, I've got a T-shirt. I've smoked weed. I've fucking shot dope. I've drank alcohol. You know, although for whatever reason, my mind will point out like the new fucking Smirnoff flavors, and I'm like, damn, why didn't they have that when I was fucking using? Yeah. And I'm like, it don't matter. It still does the same thing. I've got a T-shirt for all that shit. I've never been trusted with a business, never been a business owner, never fucking traveled and won awards. I've never swam in Fiji water, like actual Fiji water, not the filling up a tub full of the bottled shit, but actual Fiji water. You know,
I've never done that either, though.
I know that we could throw that to the bucket list. That sounds like something would be on
there's your next TikTok, boys.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we should do that in Boise, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fill up a fucking a Motel 8 bathtub.
Yeah.
Get the fucking swimmer floaties on and shit. Yep.
Man.
Party. That's how we get down. I'd rather show up, and instead of you show me a bag of Loud, direct me to like the gourmet donut shop.
Hell yeah.
For real.
My God. There's levels to this shit, and boys like you are tapping into. And again, because you've already lived the other shit, and that's one beautiful thing you can say, because there's so many people that have opinions about what that life's like, but ain't never been there, ain't never tasted it. You can at least say, look, I bought the T-shirt, I owned it, I did it all, and that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And so I'd much rather be rolling with boys like you, operating from the land of experience, and stepping into new freedom and newfound abundance and wholeness from the inside out, because you've lived it and you've done the work and you're continuing to do the work, versus people that ain't never been where you've been but are riddled with opinions, you know. And maybe I shouldn't compare, but I got boys like you that got a soft spot in my heart for sure. You know, that's why I'm sitting here talking to you guys.
And, you know, it's how you said our steps are ordered. Like, you might be the ideal person for doing what you did and blew up as fast as you did with, like, these viral videos. Because, like, as, you know, drunks and addicts, like, we fucking, we're built for struggle, you know. And not only built for struggle, that's coming from an outside outside force, but we like to make it real fucking hard on ourselves to fucking struggle through some shit. And I don't know how much alike we are, but like I got a martyr syndrome. So like I can only envision and like have empathy and put myself in your shoes. And it's like, this just ain't fucking hard enough. I'm not worthy enough. I got to make it even harder. So then like when you get crowds of people that are hating on you because fucking you're being successful, it almost is like, it's rewarding for me sometimes, but it's also like, I don't know, there's something about when I'm successful and I get haters, it's like if I didn't have those, that wouldn't be my governor to be arrogant. So like if there were no haters, is that making sense? Like if that wasn't making it hard on me and my perception of myself and they weren't there, then I would be arrogant and cocky and wouldn't be as humble. So it's almost like I thrive on that, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Because, I mean, you know, people are always like, fuck the haters. You know, they're just fans in denial. But when they're hating, you know, and I'm sure you do a long day of tattooing, you send a video out, and then you come home, and one, you're already critiquing your tattoo because, you know, I know you're like me with that. Like, you only like your tattoos maybe a week after that. It's like, why do people pay me to do this to them? So on top of that, you got people fucking talking shit about your videos and you know, so I could see how, like, you know, I don't know if I'm
no, I hear that too. And I mean, like, honestly, the haters will only get to you at like specific times of the day too, though. You know, like when I wake up, dude, if I fuck up and wake up and look at my phone and there's like some comment like, this motherfucker is a scratcher and fucking you should never go to somebody like this, and like a reputable artist would never do this, you know what I mean? Like that one, the reputable artist would never do this. It's like, oh, okay, cool, you're the reputable artist police, I guess. All right, for sure.
Right. Yeah. But like you said, you fucked up and looked at it right when you woke up.
Yeah, that's on me, you know what I mean? And like there's like those specific times, or if I'm smack in the middle of a tattoo and I'm kind of struggling, I'm not really digging the way that it's looking, you know, and I pick up my phone and looking, somebody's fucking talking about my nose and my ears and how fucking ugly I am, you know what I mean? It's like, shit, I already know. Yeah. For one, I've known since I was like a little ass kid, you know, I know all my defects, bro. I'm a fucking alcoholic and addict, you know what I mean? But it's just those specific times, or like the ones that truly get to me, and like what brought this subject up for me, where I wanted, you know, to talk about this with you guys, is when it's like an artist that I'm looking up to and I respect, you know what I mean? And they're like, bro, you don't fucking even post pictures of your tattoos, you're just videos, like fucking you're an idiot, you know? It's like, damn, man, like I do post pictures of my tattoos actually, but if you knew anything about a fucking algorithm, Instagram is only pushing out reels right now. So I'm getting like maybe 100 likes on my fucking picture of my tattoo, and I'm getting millions of views on my reels. That's not because that's all I'm putting out. It's because that's all the Instagram's really pushing. Like, you got to know about the algorithms with social media, man.
Well, yeah. And at the end of the day, man, we're not just in the tattoo business. We're in the people business. Yeah. Right. And people don't care what you know till they know that you care about them, about the journey, about the process, about the relationship with them before we ever see what you did on them. So yeah, the only person that's going to come at you like that is a limited perception of a fucking tattooer. That's like, this is the way it's always been done. You know what I'm saying? Who are you to break any sort of mold and actually make people laugh and make people smile and create interactions with human beings? Welcome to the human experience. Like, dude, your videos, I think, are fucking hilarious. And they do make me laugh and they make me smile. I've seen tattoos. I can go on my Instagram and fucking scroll and see tattoos and be like, dope, that's cool. But when we see one of your videos, it's like a breath of fresh air, because it's not just about, oh, look at me and my tattoo today, like everyone fucking does. He's having fun with it.
Right. And the different scenarios he points out is it just mimics a lot. Well, not mimics, it's its own thing, but it reminds me of Monday Malarkey. Like
the struggle.
Right. It's
The
like
everyday struggle.
Yep, like the little stupid shit that annoys me that I thought only annoys me or for whatever reason was only in my shop. It's like, nope, this is a worldwide thing. You know, the client that fucking don't know how to sit right when you're like, just lay on your back and they're fucking all up in a pretzel like this.
Right.
It's like, oh, okay, so everyone does that. I thought it was just something in the water here.
Yeah, I love the one I saw recently where he's at a show and he's got a sign down that says, you know, I'm fully booked, and the walk up comes up, it's like, dude, you got any opening? They both look down at his sign saying fully booked, and the dude's like, dude, this will only take you an hour, which we all hear that shit.
Right.
And I've always been like, well, I'm glad you fucking know, you know, but Matt's like, how do you know that? Are you like a fortune teller? And the dude's like, huh, no. And then all of a sudden he gets all serious. He's like, but don't get on that bus tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? like every fucking video is great because it does. It relates to what we all face as artists in dealing with clients that can sometimes be idiots or whatever, but we still love them through the process. But that's medicine to the world and medicine to all of us. He's taking what we face every day and having fun with it and putting a video out, you know. So when you get tattooers, Matt, that don't see you, you know, that tells us more about them and where they're at, and where they decided to stop versus where you're going, man. So fucking keep it up.
Yeah. Well, dude, I so appreciate you saying that, because that's exactly what it's for. And, you know, I'm out here trying to make people laugh because I get a kick out of it. When people tell me that I make their day with their videos, it's just that hits home, dude. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
Totally,
you know?
man.
And imagine how those clients feel when they get to be in the video.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's
They're
medicine.
pumped.
It's medicine to the world. We all need to fucking laugh. We all, myself included, can accidentally start to take ourselves too seriously, right? So we need brothers like Matt in the world, I do, to snap me out of it. Like, whatever you're caught up in right now, and this is like such a big deal, then I run across one of Matt's videos, I'm like, oh, I forgot. You got to care, but not that much. You know?
Yeah.
It's fucking
Like
great.
We got into this because it's the coolest job in the world that allows so much freedom and the freedom to have fun with what we do, man. Like I definitely lose sight of that, and I know a lot of us do. So yeah, it's like a big part of it is like, dude, don't forget to have fun with this shit. Now we're fucking tattoo artists, bro. Like, you know, like this is we did this because we love to do this, you know. And also, like, I think there's something to be said about the inclusivity of it too, to the general public rather than just tattoo artists, right? Because like we're a very closed off circle, like don't look at what we're doing, you know, and we like to fucking bitch and complain about what the clients are doing, but nobody's telling the general public this, nobody's telling the clients this too, you know what I mean? So I'm making these videos and then clients are like subconsciously going, okay, don't do that. Like, don't be like that guy.
Totally. It's like you're, in a fun way, educating the clients too.
Yes.
In the funnest, lighthearted way, you know?
Right.
It's fucking beautiful, man. And do you have, like, is it just all organic whenever you're feeling it? Or do you each week, like, have back to, like, when you said girl helped you with the formula's changed over the year, but you still operate with some sort of formula? Before we even get into the formula, do you have like a weekly goal, like I'm gonna do one a day or 3 a week or 1 a week, or is it just however you feeling?
Yeah, no, I did for a while. I felt the pressure to like put a video out every day.
Yeah.
And what I saw that doing to myself, like through the self-reflection thing, is just that it was killing my creativity, man. And like I started putting out just shit videos just that were, you know, they didn't really make sense. They weren't to a point, you know, it wasn't the quality that I like to put out, you know, like what we just talked about. I like to entertain and also like educate, you know what I mean? And like, you know, if you try to educate somebody by like just lecturing them, like they're not going to pay attention, you know. But if you can make somebody laugh and at the same time throw some good stuff in there for their education, you know, then you'll keep their attention.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, originally I did. I felt a big pressure to like produce, and now I'm just kind of like, whatever, man. Like when the idea comes, I write it in my notebook. You know what I mean? And like I have a notebook full of ideas still that are videos I haven't done. Like, but I don't feel that pressure anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just like, whatever. I'm gonna put out just what I am into. You know.
Love it, man.
Yeah.
Love it. And again, I'm going to ask you some Neanderthal questions because I still haven't figured it out. But is it type deal once you drop your TikTok video, then you just share it to Instagram Reels?
Essentially, yeah. There's like a way to go about it so that you don't have the TikTok watermark in there.
Okay.
Because then Instagram won't push it out, and like people who are loyal to Instagram, they're like, fuck TikTok. Like if you put a TikTok video up there with the TikTok logo, they're gonna instantly like scroll past it.
Okay.
You know, so there's like a way to do it without the watermark. But essentially it's the same video. And then I recently started putting some of those videos up on YouTube as well.
Oh, fun.
Just to get some of that content over. And then I want to do a little, you know, a slightly longer video format for YouTube and start putting some stuff there. And,
okay.
You know, so, yeah.
Now, do you find that this is like it all ever getting in way of your artwork?
Originally, yeah, like that's Matt asked me if I felt pressured to, you know, produce like a certain amount of videos a week or whatever, which I used to, you know, and like I kind of like took it all on myself where I'm like, I'm tattooing 5-6 days a week. I'm making videos every single day, at least one, you know what I mean? And so like it was 2 full-time jobs because you gotta come back and edit those videos and put them all together. On top of like, man, with social media, you have to stay engaged too. So you gotta like, if people are commenting on your videos, you better be commenting back, you know, you better be messaging people back. So it started to affect not just my creativity, but like my mental state and like my ability to be present and to be myself, right? Because I have all these things going on. I wasn't able to just be in the moment and be me. Until, you know, so recently I've like kind of scaled it back and I just sort of taken all the pressure off, man. It's just like I'm trying to just live in the moment and take things as they come. And, you know, if I got a dope idea for a video and, you know, my client's into it, and we run a video real quick and then we do the tattoo, you know.
Do you do it all with your cell phone?
No, I have a camera and a tripod. Yeah.
Okay. So after you shoot it, do you do your own editing?
I do, yeah.
Man.
So he's basically doing like what Mike does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Mike's probably a little bit more educated with like how to do it. I've been totally teaching myself
He
this
did
whole time, and
Yep, he was the same too.
do the same. Yeah, it's you know, once you start getting into it, it gets to be pretty easy, I think. You know, but originally I had no idea what I was doing.
Right. And yeah, you know, just like with anything, like enough repetition, it becomes second nature. I'm the type when it gets to that, and this is 100% a fucking excuse to be lazy, but because like I'm thinking like, man, how do I outsource this? Because I start hearing that and I'm like, oh, I just don't even want to do that. And then you brought up the A word, the algorithm, and I'm like, because like, man, when we first started Aisle 9, like we would have meetings and he would bring in people and they would talk about the algorithms of Facebook, and then having a private group, but then offering things more to the people in the private group that actually push it for you. And it was just like, geez, that's just so much. And then there was a point where Instagram like was growing, you know, and I was getting engagement and stuff like that. And then the algorithm changed, and it seems like a thing now, like every couple days, like something new has changed. So it's almost like, well, I'll just keep posting my tattoos, and it's like, you know, something, you know, it's time to get off the Potter shit, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, you guys are putting yourselves out in a very similar way anyways honestly, and on a deeper level with this podcast, you know? Yeah. So how hard would it be to just throw together, you know, a couple little 10 to 15 second videos of you being fucking goofy, you know, in your normal life and at the shop, you know. And as far as outsourcing, like I'm pretty sure Mike is doing this stuff anyways, right? So like have him film it and throw it together and, you know, see what works, but at least just get something out there. So let people kind of see you, man, because there's a million artists out there and there's a lot of fucking good artists, a lot of artists better than me. But people aren't coming to me specifically for the art, you know. It's like, it's how comfortable you make them feel. You know, it's the whole entire experience. Like, are you joking with them the whole time? Or are you quiet and just like doing this, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Which is what he's speaking on is the bigger part of the tattoo, you know, how you treat people, which is something Matt always preaches. But also in your engagement with your videos and then pulling people and getting clientele from those videos, it's an ebb and flow. So you're automatically just getting better at being a tattoo artist as well, you know, because you're doing more tattoos. And subconsciously or like on a different level, like, you know, you're manifesting ultimately your perfect client, you know, and it's a process, and eventually you'll be doing fucking everything you want to fucking do if you're not already, and that'll just continue to grow because it seems very authentic. And, you know, meeting you in person the little bit that I did, and then talking to you on the phone, for our listeners, and Matt, I don't know if I told you or not, but last week after it was the podcast, Matt kept me company on the way home, and I live
you're talking about this Matt Vaught.
Yep.
For our listeners, there's two Matts on the show right now. I wanted you to make sure.
The cool Matt.
Yeah. Right. The one without the dreaded mullet.
But he kept me company, and like he reached out and had me like asked me to like critique his work, which I always feel weird when people do that to me, because it's like, you know, I'm just another drop in the bucket artist as well, or view myself that way. So it's honoring. But we got into talking about all types of stuff, so I can see your heart through hearing your voice in the phone, if that makes sense. And
that comes through on his videos.
Oh, well, yeah, totally.
You know, in this day and age, unlike any other time in history, in marketing and business and branding, even in the tattoo industry, because it wasn't that long ago when you came up, it was all word of mouth in your portfolio. Who in your town's got your name on their lips and spreading it? Like, you got to go see this guy. It was all word of mouth. Then they come in and meet you and look at their portfolio. And sometimes you could even still hide behind your portfolio, because if you were a tattoo artist, like most of them that weren't great with people almost that'd be their only option. They're going to hang with you as a person to get your work. Well, fucking everything's changed today. And before ever anyone maybe hears word of mouth, they're going to see you on the grams, on TikTok. And this is a way for the consumer to almost go shopping with who they'd even like to maybe dabble with, work with. And again, I think the art, it's a part of it, but not the only part anymore. Because you got so many, tattoo artists, so many badasses. Well, again, what's going to separate one from the other? It's how they make you feel. Mm-hmm. And with Matt's videos, I guarantee most people get a sense of who he is and are either drawn to that guy or not before they ever decide to hit him up. And before they even go into the shop to hit him up, they're hitting him up on his DMs. Like, the whole game's changed. And the fact that he has the courage to put himself out there is giving more consumers, it's up in the ante, up in the probability of people who are going to pick him because of him. And now let's look at his art. Hopefully he's good because I like him, right? At the end of the day, tattoos don't pay you. People do. And the only thing that I think people are more drawn to than your portfolio could just be you, you know? I think that's the power that Matt's walking in. He gets to introduce himself to the world, and through his content, he's real good at making you feel comfortable in your own skin. You're at home on your phone laughing at a dude you've never met before. And immediately you think to yourself, man, I like that guy. I like those other dudes. Like, man, I want to go get tattooed there. hopefully he's good, right?
Yeah.
It's a game changer, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, it absolutely is, man. And it opens the door to like such a wider audience than, if you were to just be tattooing in your hometown shop, and be a local legend. It's worldwide, honestly, and you really, like, I don't see it in my hometown. Like, nobody gives a shit, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, whatever.
Right.
But like,
Right.
going to conventions or even traveling just on vacation, when I'm getting recognized in the airport or in some random little sandwich shop, people are like, dude, I know you.
Yes. Yes.
And it's a trip, man. But it's super cool that it's like it's working for that. That's like a strictly as like a marketing tool. Like, it works.
Yeah. You say algorithm, I say people and engaging. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they're connected, but the algorithm ain't shit without the engagement of the people. Well, what are the people drawn to? What are the people even wanting to engage with? It's either the laughter, it's either the medicine, it's either I'm drawn to this guy, I like this guy, or, like you said, controversial shit, even if it's polarizing. Well, even if it's getting me to engage because I don't agree. Either way, he's got people engaging. That equates to an algorithm, It still goes back to the people,
Always the people, for sure.
Yeah, man. That's
Yeah.
fucking awesome. You wrote me in my DMs and kind of, bringing this topic up, and you almost likened yourself to, in the industry as a nobody until TikTok, and now all of a sudden, boom. But you also, and you see the pros and cons to that, because you also feel like, it's leveled the playing field to where it could cause even dudes who are also nobodies but aren't really good to blow up too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's
and
that's one of the. Sorry.
Do you feel that was true for you though? Like, you feel like you went from a nobody to now everybody knows you, all because of TikTok?
Well, I like the way that Hip put it. It was just another drop in the bucket kind of artist. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like that outstanding. I'm not, my work isn't Steve Butcher's work. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, there's definitely like a class of artists where like we look up to them, right? Because their artwork is just like, it's insane. Like, how do I do that? Like, will I ever be able to attain that level?
Yeah.
I'm not there, at least not in my mind. You know what I mean? And so for somebody who's sort of like middle of the road, like a decent tattoo, not a bad tattoo artist, but not the best.
Right.
It would have taken me, without this type of exposure, it would have taken me maybe 30 years, if ever, for me to get the kind of recognition that I'm getting, And I say if ever because it's like, man, like all these kids coming up, they have no idea who the legends are, like the Joshua Carlton. I hate to say it, but like the Joshua Carltons, the Nico Hurtado, and like all those guys that are like, whoa, fuck, those guys are legends.
Yeah.
And we all know who they are. But these, 16 to 20-year-olds, these like early consumers to like pre-consumers of our industry have no idea who the greats are.
Yeah.
Who they do see is like the people that are coming up on their phones.
That's right. Yeah.
So there's a good group of people, and I don't think any of us that are like really big on TikTok are, those legendary status with our work. There's definitely a lot of good guys. Of course, there's a few other dudes, but it is, I guess, leveled the playing field for us more middle of the road artists.
Yeah. And it depends on what the consumer wants. Not everyone wants a Steve Butcher tat. Is that his name? Is it Stephen Butch? Who's that guy?
Butchie Steve.
I've heard of him. Yeah. That Stephen Butch guy, right? Not everyone.
He does all like he does all the bowling players.
Yeah, he scribbles in little circles. But not everyone wants work like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is mind-blowing to me, but then we go back to the painting that you bought for your wife.
Yeah.
Which it's like, I would never buy that painting.
Not to mention the fucking huge traditional craze that's been going on for years. You know how many traditional artists and consumers that want a traditional piece don't give a fuck about Stephen Butch?
Right. Right.
For real. Which is beautiful, though.
Yeah.
There's someone out there for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep, even those scratchers, like people, you go to the fucking gathering of the Juggalos and everybody's sleeved out in trash. And it's like they like that shit. So it's like, fuck it,
Yeah.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And, he was talking about like these new kids that are coming up and not knowing the legends and the Joshua Carltons and the Steve Butchers and the Nikos and shit. And it's like, that's one of my pet peeves. I've met artists that have been tattooing longer than me. And I'd be like, maybe bring up the podcast, and maybe ride the coattails of Josh. And I'm like, yeah, Josh Carlton. And they're like, who? And I'm like, the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who? Yeah. What the hell? Where the fuck have you been the last fucking 30 years, dude?
Yeah, right.
And that's someone that's got fucking maybe 5-10 years on me in the industry, which is weird. But the cool thing is like, because if someone like you is put in the position you're in, you get to influence the people that don't know who the fuck these people are.
Come on.
But you know who they are.
Yep.
So now you can impregnate them with like, look, dude, I'm just trying to be like these dudes. Who are those dudes?
Or at least to honor them.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Like you guys will see on my Instagram and maybe TikTok after this conversation, because I've been sleeping on my TikTok. But I'm about to release a slew of videos with legends. The first one I'm dropping this week is me and Paul Booth.
Who?
Yeah, that's right. But, to again honor that man, everything he's done. It's what a fucking legend. And I know we all know when we drop it, the demographic of people Matt was painting or don't even know who Paul Booth is. And I hope to honor him by almost reintroducing him to the younger generation. But you'll see in the video, Paul was saying how at this show, and we were at Hell City, how he's gotten so much love and respect from the younger generation. And that made him feel real good. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't just black and white everything. Yep, there's a whole group of young bucks that don't know who the legends are, but there are also a whole group of young bucks who do, know? But I appreciate men like us who want to honor those before us. Josh always says we are standing on the shoulders and backs of giants, right, that have led and paved the way, technically, through the laws, all of it, so that we can show up and do what we do, starting with, we don't even have to make our own needles anymore. Starting with, I don't have to set up 5 machines for 5 different liners and shaders. That technology has grown so much for us to like lay out 5 to 7 cartridges and the tips pop off, whatever. Like there's so many legends that's gone out in front of us so that we can have what we have today and operate the way we've got.
Yep, you ain't got to fucking get film developed and make sure you take the absolute best photo, then mail in with your fingers crossed to a tattoo magazine, hoping you can get in a page of that to get notarized. Now it's like we have the option. People like you showing us how to fucking get on. In turn, you were taught by people, obviously influenced from someone that's not even in the tattoo industry, that just understands marketing and social media.
Basically a kid.
Yeah, of how to... so it's like a give and take, man.
That's
it's
right.
The therapeutic value.
Come on. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Love it, man.
Absolutely. No, but that's what I'm trying to get this information out to the ones that came before me that might be a little bit behind the curve or not know exactly how to do this, get them going. Because I would love I'd love to talk to my clients while I'm tattooing them about Paul Booth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nobody knows who these guys are. And it's a travesty, dude, honestly. Because these guys are legends to me. Like these guys are guys that I've been looking up to for 12, 13 years, idolizing, and other people don't even know who they are,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, man. My God. To switch gears for a minute, are you comfortable, Matt, with all of our listeners that are either inspired by today's conversations or been telling themselves like, man, I got to get in this? I've got to get on TikTok. I just don't want to. If they are listening today and they're finally ready to lay down all their excuses of why they're not on it, why they haven't. And you mentioned a formula. Are you comfortable at least telling our listeners and our viewers a framework of your formula to like help people get started at least with the right framework of thinking? Now, I know we've already spoken on so much, so I think it's already helped framework of thinking, but you use the word formula. Are you comfortable sharing with us your formula to date?
Yeah, totally. And I mean, unfortunately, the way that it does work is like once something has been done, like you can do it again and get like semi decent results, but you're not going to like explode like it did before.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, to be completely honest, my original style wasn't like that skit style. I was basically just kind of giving people a glimpse into, what a tattoo with me would be like, from like goofing off while I'm setting up, to like the actual tattoo, and goofing off with my client to like the finished product. Right. And it's like a short, like under a minute glimpse into like the process or, the experience. And lately I've been doing a lot more skits, which originally I believe it was only Jake Carmel that was doing skits for like quite a while before all the other tattoo artists got on here. Right.
Yeah.
And now a lot of guys are doing it. But as far as like a formula that works for me right now, using a camera, using like a real, what is it? 40 camera, not 40. I use a Sony A7 III. So like the high definition camera, like a real quality camera, using a microphone, so that you get decent audio if you're using your voice.
And is your mic on the camera, or do you have a lapel on you?
I have a boom mic on the camera, or a directional mic.
Okay.
Yeah. And for the skits are pretty easy, man. It's like a camera on a tripod set up, and you get all of your parts and then all of whoever else's parts, and then maybe like if you've got any filler B-roll footage, then you get that, and then you just kind of clip it together. But my biggest I think my biggest piece of advice for artists out there, that if they do want to get on and make TikTok and see if it works for them, is just be yourself, man. Like be yourself, because people want to see you. Like the reason I think, and you mentioned it, Matt, like the reason I think my stuff works is because I am kind of just being genuine. I'm not like trying to put on some character. I'm actually I'm just being me. And I think people vibe with that a lot more. Like, sure, you'll catch some people by like playing this character and like faking it, but I think you catch a lot more people by just being genuine.
You're so right. It's like a universal language. We don't have to know you to know if you're being real or not. That's why you can see someone get up in front of an audience and start speaking. You don't know them. You've never met them. But if they're nervous, they got a frog in their throat, their voice is shaking, it's everyone can pick up that they're nervous, right? Same with, are you genuine or disingenuine? We ain't got to know you to know what it is, And that, to me, should be freeing. Just weed out the bullshit. Don't try to be, just fucking be, And even though that oftentimes is the scariest thing, that's where the magic's at. And you are going to attract your tribe, the people who actually see you and appreciate you, can relate to you, and simultaneously repel the ones you're not meant to serve, And that's fucking beautiful. But you're right, man. We're putting ourselves out there, so it's vulnerable as fuck. It takes courage. And I, like you, the more I've put myself out there over the years, like you said, the more successful we become, the more the haters come out of the woodwork, the more people that have a problem with you, the more people are going to try and tear you down, right? Little do they know sometimes the power they hold. Some people come hard thinking, really, because they're operating so disempowered. But little they know it could actually fucking get to us. And we've grown over years, Hip, because, Hip, even since day one, Hip knew all my haters before he knew me, and they've just accumulated. And hips watched me grow and get free in that area, because I went from always having my feelings hurt to now I've got thicker skin, you know, and now I'm willing to put myself out there and be hated on by the 1,000 to find my tribe of 100, you know. Yeah. But it's still vulnerable, man, because you are going to get judged. You know, when I started, when TikTok came out, I came in, we had a shop meeting. I knew, oh God, here's another platform. Here's more fucking social media shit that we've got to adapt to and learn and all get on. We had a shop meeting, and I remember I like not only tried to encourage everyone at the shop, but basically told them, like, everybody, it's time to get on TikTok. And at that time, everyone's story was, it's just a bunch of 9 and 10-year-olds. Like, and I'm like, well, it ain't gonna be, and it's time to get on it. But Matt, I never ask anything of people that I too am not willing to do myself. And I caught myself. I had the whole shop get on TikTok, do TikTok, but I wasn't doing one. And after like a month or so of that, I called bullshit on me. It's like, how am I going to ask my people to do it? And I'm not doing it. So I decided to start a TikTok. And for whatever reason, for my TikTok, I decided this isn't going to be TikTok Matt Klimmer, the tattoo artist, or Tattoo Business Mastery, or the Guardians Pop. I'm just going to use my TikTok to try and be light of the world and just tell little encouraging stories. And Matt, my first TikTok blew up and got 1.1 million views. You know, which was fucking nuts. And it was me just telling a little story. You thought I should have kept riding that wave. Brother, I ain't done a TikTok in a year. I've been sleeping on my own fucking TikTok. And I've got like 40,000 followers on TikTok and only like 12 on Instagram, you know. So that's a huge no-no for me. And so I'm sitting here thinking, okay, well, I'm inspired by Matt. How can I just do a resurgence of my own TikTok, you know, and what does that look like? But the difference is back to the pressure. And I think that's why I started it. Like, I tried to start out with, I'm not putting no pressure on this thing. I'm just going to have fun and see what the fuck happens. And it's crazy when we remove the pressure off ourselves that magic can happen. And we weren't even planning on it, you know? So hopefully that inspires some of you listeners to just have fun with it and try it, you know.
Yeah,
but you're going to get hated on because, dude, that first video, dude, and I get it, man. I was rolling through. You were talking about, like, your own, whatever, inadequacies or insecurities about yourself that you don't like. And you keep saying, like, man, I already know that shit, right? But sometimes it still stings, man. And, of course, I was shocked how many people had a problem with my hair. You know, the fact that I'm a white dude with dreads, people were lighting me up on that. Now, I also get a lot of love and respect, but, you know, some of the funny ones, now, I appreciate a good fucking joke at my expense. But so just real quick for context, you know, my TikTok was, you know, telling a story. It happens to me every day. And so I was walking out the parking lot from the coffee shop the other day, and someone across the parking lot yells at me. He's like, hey, how long's it been? And as I'm turning around, I'm like, 20 years. And he's like, no, man, I mean, how long's it been? How long you been growing your hair? I'm like, 20 years. And he's like, oh, you get asked that a lot? I'm like, every day, everywhere I go. And the dude was like, oh, man, did it annoy you that I just asked you that again? And I looked at him, I was like, man, even though I've been asked this 100,000 times already, today in this moment was your first. Why would I take that out on you versus my past? And I was like, folks, patience is power and kindness is king. And the dude looked at me, he's like, man, thanks for that. And he got in his car and drove away. That was the TikTok, and it got over 1 million views, right?
Yeah.
But some of the people light me up. One dude, one of my favorites, because one of my insecurities has always been my forehead. Thinking I got a big forehead. And someone is all in there like, how long you been growing that forehead? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? Other people was like, how long has it been since you've been laid? You know? How long have you since you've showered? You know? And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
You know? But it's all man, good.
Yeah, but I love that though, dude. And like, you know, like instantly when I came into your seminar, when I met you at Evergreen, man, like there was something about you too. And it was like, it's really special, you know, and like you guys have talked about it, you know, 100 times on this podcast already that, you know, people think you're full of shit, you know, like there's no way this dude could really be like this. Right. 'Cause it's like, it is very different from, anybody that you usually come across in your daily life, and you're very charismatic when you talk as well. Like fucking Jesus or Charles Manson, you know?
Right.
But
you like that one?
Oh shit.
yeah, so I could imagine that, you know, but when you look at who's hating on you too, though, like people they don't even know, because I don't really respond to hate comments, you know, I don't give them the energy.
Yeah.
But I will look at their shit, and usually it's some people that ain't putting fucking videos up. You know, they don't have a profile picture.
That's
so it's
right.
like you're not putting yourself out at all. All you're doing is you're on here just to fucking troll people.
That's right. Yeah.
And so that kind of helps too, where it's just like, man, you're just a miserable motherfucker, you know? Like, I hope you find happiness, you know?
Yeah, man. And you're right. I did the same thing. Who said this? And I clicked on it, and there's not one post, not one picture. And I'm like, oh, I guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
You know? That's fucking
straight up.
Great. Yeah.
So people will always hate on you for putting yourself out there, because they don't have the courage to do it, or they haven't found that courage yet, you know? So it's something that makes it easier, I think, to take the hate when it's like, okay, you're mad because I'm doing what you wish you could, you know?
Yeah. Or doing what you don't understand, you know, because I feel like people will hate on my ass, and it's not because I'm doing what they wished. It's because they just don't fucking get it. They don't understand it. You know what I'm saying?
Or even you doing it and you not understanding what you're doing and being clumsily at it and still being vulnerable and showing the ugly foot, you know?
Yeah, and that's when it really starts to sting you, when you're getting judged and you're still just trying, and you put yourself out there hoping people like it. Then you get judged. It's like, ouch, fuck.
Right.
But hopefully to all you listeners, that this is encouraging to you, that you're not alone. That it comes with the territory, but the reward is greater for you to get to impact and connect with the people who do see you, who do love you, who do appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. And again, it's even what's brought Matt on the show today. You know, one of the reasons, you know, which is just fucking beautiful. Out of all the haters, Matt's sitting here talking to two guys who see and appreciate him. You know, and to me, that's invaluable. That, you know, real people with real relationships who do see you is your tribe, and that outweighs all the people who just don't get you yet, you know. But in talking about not responding to the haters, another formula we have because sometimes the only thing greater than your actions are your reactions. And if you do respond, how you do respond. And I will say, if you respond with your offense knob turned off, in love, and even because, again, I can laugh at a good joke at my expense. You know what I'm saying? That forehead one got me. Like, this motherfucker, boy. And I think I had to let him know that was a good one. You know what I'm saying? But when you respond with your offense knob off consistently over time, is back to educating people. To let them know, oh my God, this dude's walking in some other sort of power. Like, I tried to tear him down, and it didn't even make him flinch. And he responded in acknowledging me in some sort of love. Like, fuck, I can't hate this guy. Like, over time, some of our biggest fans today were once our biggest trolls, but it was because of how we responded to them. They're like, oh man, and it put the mirror in front of them, their own face. Fuck my miserable ass, but I actually want to be down with these dudes. They're actually up to something. You know, consistency, walking in consistency no matter what is a powerful thing as well.
Yeah, that's a beautiful point too. And like I've tried to do that a couple of times too. I'm just not quite there yet, I think.
Yeah.
But I would like to be. Like I really do appreciate that like outlook and your ability to be able to respond to hate with love, man. Like that's real power, you know?
Yeah, brother. Yeah, because most of them, it's foreign to them. I'm already foreign. Then I respond with love. That's real fucking foreign. And they're either going to be like, head scratcher, or hate me even more now. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm
like,
really
a serial killer,
you know, for real,
Charles Clemmer.
Yeah. But if I'm really who I say I am, then that shouldn't change. You know what I'm saying? My God, the real flex is like what you boys do. It's working on inner self. You want life mastery, you want business mastery. It stems from self mastery, right?
So our listeners out there, go and get you a little heroin addiction. Stay in the streets for about 10 years. Fucking go to jail a lot. And ta-da.
Yeah,
That's all it takes.
If you want what I got, you got to be willing to do what I did to get it.
Man, thank God there's another way. Even though that's the only way you know. There's
Tried
other
and
ways.
true.
That's right. That's right. Man, so much grace and mercy upon all of our lives. For we're all beautifully clumsy. We all fall down. We just get back up, you know. What'd you think? It's
Nothing. I'm
Okay.
just looking for our listeners. Like when Matt talks or someone else talks, I look at the camera and it's just a dead black hole. And I'm like, just envisioning who I'm looking at right now. Just do that.
right. But if I'm talking or Matt's talking, the camera's not even on you.
Oh, fuck. Well, still.
But when you're talking, then you can look at them. It's
I wish
okay.
Mike would just cut over while somebody's talking to just fucking hip staring at the camera.
Right. Or I'm over here like picking my nose or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Good shit, man. Good shit. Oh man. Fun shit. I love it. You don't do TikToks, do you, Hip?
No, and I should, and I just keeps getting beaten into my head. But it's like, I don't know, some excuse I'm about to input excuse, but really it's just I just need to be clumsy at it. It's funny because like I was thinking, like through this conversation, like what's something a unique niche that I could do, and I was like, well, I could have the camera roll and like those weird filters that like switch from scene to scene. I could like do those manually. So like maybe like have my tattoo on a piece of paper all crumbled, and then I crumble it up and then open it up, and I'm like in the background making like beats with my mouth. So I'm like doing the thing that you would edit, but I'm just doing it in real life. Like I've never seen no one do that. Or there's this one dude. There's this one dude
That sounds so
who's like
stupid. I want
pays
you to
all
do
his
it.
fucking bills and all his family bills. He takes his phone and he just comes up in the bathroom and he's like, "Hey, why do they call it a parking lot when you drive on it and a driveway when you park on it?" Whoa. And like, dude
I
is
love
fucking,
that dude.
he's fucking hilarious. And he keeps coming up with these stupid fucking things that really they have you think that, but that's his whole fucking TikTok, and he's probably a fucking millionaire from it.
Wow. Nice. Maybe you should just try and bite off of him and see how famous you get.
A good artist
Maybe
steals and a
some-
bad artist copies.
Yeah. Somehow make that into like the tattoo world, and you got it. We'll figure it out in Boise though.
Right.
And that made me wonder again. Back to Neanderthal question: Is it TikTok something that we could even collab on? Like,
Yeah.
do you ever do like a collab? Like, if we dropped a video and a TikTok that you're in it, but we're in it, even though you're in Cali and we're in Ohio, or does that happen?
Definitely. Oh, it's totally possible. Yeah.
Okay. Fun.
Yeah. And it's better too if you start collaborating with other people too. Like, so, I don't know if you guys have heard of Jake Carmel. He's got like 2.2 million followers on TikTok. He was like the original tattoo artist on there. And we became friends through like my rise on TikTok. And I've gone out and stayed with him a few times. And they're coming out here for the San Diego Villain Arts, and like we become friends. But like, yeah, we collaborate on videos usually when we're like together. But it's definitely we have ideas that we haven't followed through on.
Yeah.
That we could make happen, from opposite sides of the country, no problem.
Got you. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Love it. It's fun. Oh, it's
Yeah.
so fun. Yeah, and I like that you said, like, because when we get caught up in the bullshit, we get caught up on worrying about what other people are thinking, worrying about what we do, and it stifles creativity, But when we can just sidebar all that and realize, man, it don't fucking matter. we're free to be, and then that's where I believe creativity is birthed out of again. Early on, I think in my apprenticeship, or just out of my apprenticeship, an 80-year-old beautiful old black woman came to me, and she had a short white afro. I mean, her hair was probably only like a half inch all around her head, beautiful white afro, and she was getting her first tattoo from me and wanted a lion on the back of her neck. One, I'm nervous because I'm new. Two, though, I'm really honored, and she just wanted me to do it. And so after I was tattooing her and talking with her, I asked her, like, you're 80 years old, you're just now getting your first tattoo, and it's on your neck. What made you want to do this? And she was out doing bucket list stuff. Her husband had just passed. It was just her and her dog, and she realizes, like Hip always says, this ain't our practice life, and she's just out doing all the things she always wanted to do or hadn't done yet. Getting a tattoo was one of them. Again, I felt so honored. And while I'm tattooing her, she all of a sudden was like, now, I know the people, whoever going to be sitting behind me at church on the pew, going to be judging. But then she paused, and she's like, but Matt, they don't pay my bills no how. Right? But the freedom she had, and I never forgot that. Because when we get upset about whoever's don't even have a profile, ain't putting themselves out there, showing up on your feed to talk shit, they don't pay our bills no how. Right?
If anything, they're contributing to paying the bills.
Mm-hmm. And when I say that, they don't even pay your self-worth.
Right.
They
I get
don't
what you're
pay
saying.
your wholeness today. Like, why would I even decide to not be me because of who the fuck? Because of who? The Steve Butches of the world? I'm just saying. If he ever hears this episode, he's gonna love me. Isn't he?
Right, we're gonna get Mike's. We're gonna message him next week. Be like, did anybody leave any voice comments? And he's like, yeah, Steve Butcher wants to fucking meet Matt outside of the flagpole after school.
Woo! Oh, good shit.
Yeah, man.
Man, it's exciting. Well, Hip, you're all about being a doer. Because usually when we have talks like this, like, Hip's the one that's always like, okay, that's it. Let's draw the line in the sand. We're doing TikToks. And then you'll usually,
Well, I mean, it's starting to line up the way it's supposed to. And yeah, I am being a doer because I just started following you on TikTok, Matt.
What is your TikTok, Matt? So that all of our listeners and viewers know, well, let's start out by following Matt, because I'm not either.
Because I follow him on Instagram. That's how I even found out about him, was through IG. And then I forgot, like, TikTok. He's got fucking 100 or 1 million and 1.1 million followers.
Really?
I'm sitting there trying to think of, like, the way that you call that number. And I'm like, yeah, just 1.1. So that's dope. But
1,100,000 would be the 1.1.
yeah, that's it. Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you. So now you've got 1,100,001 followers.
Matt, what is your TikTok, Matt?
My TikTok is tattoo_Matt.
Cool.
Yeah, the same thing on YouTube and a lot of the other ones. Not on Instagram though. That one's taken by somebody that hasn't used his Instagram in 12 years.
Okay. Tattoo_Matt. And yeah, at least confirms your name, Matt Vaught, right underneath your, right?
Yep.
And yes, he's got 1.1 million followers. I love it. Damn. So fun. Check it, y'all. Tattoo_Matt. So you can, once you listen to today's episode, you can go and watch and get a feel of what we've really been talking about,
Yeah.
'Cause
Let's say
again,
1.2, man.
Yeah, let's hit 1.2. You welcome. So good. Yeah. And in case people think this conversation's been serious, just watch Matt's videos. You'd be like, oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Love it. And I haven't seen all your videos. Do you ever do a serious one?
Not really. I'm about to.
Yeah. Right on.
No, there is one thing. So, like, podcast brought a lot of opportunities, and one of the opportunities I get to be a part of is at the end of this month, they are doing a My Body, My Choice flash tattoo event, which I just got involved in. And I think this episode will probably air like right in time for that, because they're doing it July 31st. But I have to do a video to talk about that. And, you know, like I had some funny ideas, and I'm running them by my wife, you know, and, and she's like, maybe don't joke about this one. I was like, fuck, like everything I do is funny and educational. Like, what do you mean don't joke? Like, I have to be serious?
Right.
Like, I just think people aren't going to listen, but I'm gonna give it a shot, you know, because it is a serious matter what just happened, you know.
Yeah.
So
unless you can find a way to joke about the people that you disagree with, like, and pretending to hold the belief they believe, and then kind of make fun of that belief.
Yeah, and that's what a couple of my ideas were. She's like, yeah, I'm not a fan. Maybe run it by somebody else. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Well, she's one of those.
Call your sponsor, see what they say.
Well, make sure whether it's her or not. I think in this it is at least safe to find a female or women to, you know, be like, yeah, that's cool, you know.
And it may even be fucking better that he has one serious video out there, because this is so much how he is now. Not morbidly serious, but you know, like loving, caring, serious could be a good contrast.
Or it's serious all the way until the very end, and then it's
fucking super serious.
Yeah,
fucking just angry serious.
Yeah, I did some like semi-serious ones, kind of like what you did, Matt. Like I attempted stuff like that to just be like inspirational, and those didn't do terribly. And I did one about addiction that was like, it was joking, you know, it was like done in a funny way, but at the end of it I was like, you know, this video is a joke, but addiction is not, you know what I mean? So like putting stuff across like that.
Okay.
I find that, like, I mean, humor is just a little bit more attractive, I think, than like people they're getting on there to shut their brains off, not to, you know, not to be lectured about stuff usually. That's right. So,
and it's a gift. And Matt, you have the gift, because not everybody that wants to be funny can be.
Well, I appreciate
what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, not just anyone, even if you got a fucking funny idea, it doesn't mean you can pull it off or execute it well. And even though people love humor, nothing's worse than watching somebody try and be funny and not pull it off, you know. So he's got the gift, you know, for sure.
Well, I received that.
Good. Good, brother.
That's from another one. I was going to say touchdown, but yeah.
You was going to say what?
I was going to say touchdown, because like a few episodes back, you had somebody that was, you know, saying that, oh, I received that, you know, and I was like, I thought that was cool. Even, you know, my wife, she, you know, I've had her listen to a couple episodes too, and she's like, I received that. So like, she sucks at, she's the worst at taking compliments. So she's like taking that, and like, I'll give her a compliment now. She's like, I received that. I'm like, okay, sick. Like, this shit's helping, you know?
Yeah.
It's cool. So and she's a therapist, man. She's a therapist on top of it. And, you know, she's taking like little tokens from you guys. And like Matt, like she came out one time, she does the telehealth therapy, and she comes out and goes, I used weeding your garden in therapy right now. Because I started saying it all the time.
Yeah, brother. Yeah,
you know?
Man. So
it's dope. Like, it's infectious, dude. It's infectious.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so good to hear, brother. That's so good to hear. And again, just a brother like you saying what you just said, like, blankets over all the haters, you know, because we get hate mail too, Matt, even from this show, you know. So thank you, and I received that, brother.
Right on. Yeah. If you think you got hate mail now, man, just wait till my episode drops. Shit. Okay. Yeah, that motherfucker on there.
Hell yeah. Woo. Wait till we start collabing. It's all over with now. Damn. And Matt just joined TBM, so he's starting the summer program, TBM. So I mean, my God, the beauty and the power that could be birthed out of that once we actually all work together, grow together, get aligned in our vision, our language, Man, look the fuck out. It's going to be real interesting to see how this all works out to our benefit, man. Even this is happening for us and through us, and it's an honor, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm stoked to be a part of it, and just, I love helping people. It's a big part of my life, in the last 5 years. And, so I'm constantly trying to think of ways of how to help people with this, quote unquote fame on this platform,
Yeah.
So this is super cool, dude. I think your guys's podcast has definitely helped me a lot, and it's helped everybody I've turned on to it. They fucking love it. So
Good.
tattoo artists or not, they're all into it. So
good. Yes. Yeah, man. You're right, because we've got so many fans and listeners that aren't tattooers at all that really get fed from this show, Yeah. We might just remove the word tattoo off the show from Guardians. I'm just playing. No. Good shit. Are you still pretty active in what Hip calls the rooms today? And with your videos, do you ever use any of the videos to try and encourage other people in staying clean? Or is that not even something in your personal life, but you don't, in the name of helping others, do you help in that way at all?
I try to the best of my ability. It's definitely, it's an anonymous program. So I can't even tell you what it is, but I can tell you that there is help out there. And, if you reach out to me personally, then I can definitely direct you the right way. But like on something like this, I can't even give you the answer. You know what I mean?
So have you ever done a video saying just that?
Essentially, yeah. I did the addiction video where
that's right.
Kareem, the shop owner, is addicted to, the Haribo cola bottles, the little gummy candies. And so he's back there like going through his drawer. And so we go through sort of the stages of, or the warning signs of addiction, right, with his candy. And then, so it's like a joke. We're laughing at him, but at the end, I'm like, this video is a joke, but addiction isn't. And I put the hotline up there, and I said, if anybody needs help, reach out. So I do try to put myself out there, like personally help people out when I can.
Yeah, love it.
I'm just thinking of like, because like we always say, like there's no celebrities in an anonymous program, and just showing up somewhere with a fucking entourage. And like, you go to share or say something, like the cameras come on and the fucking lights show up. It exposes everyone's face that's in the place,
Hip's taken me to a few meetings, and I absolutely love them. And something I realized, I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about or not, but I just realized this type of help the whole world could stand to have a dose of, not just addicts, right? Like what you guys work through, the process, the literature, living with a mirror in front of your face, the whole world needs, not just addicts. And to me, that's maybe one bummer about it being anonymous, because I feel like so many other people don't even get the opportunity to go see what's there for them behind the curtain because they're not like strung out or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, it's not about that. It's so much deeper than that. And I wouldn't have known. People like me just had preconceived ideas of what I thought it was. For all you broken folks trying to get fixed, man, that ain't what it is at all. And it's helping you awaken to your true identity, that you're not broken at all, and that you're actually whole, and to step into your true identity of already being perfect and whole. And we all need that.
I mean, I think Russell Brand does a good job of giving like a tasteful view of it. That's not like, if knowing his background, where it lies and what he comes from, but what he takes and writes, I would say kind of, he sticks to the traditions to where like that's a separate thing, but then he writes books on, the fundamentals are based in like addiction or alcoholism, but he puts his own spin on it and it becomes something separate. So that's a good tasteful thing, you know, because my sister, doesn't have those issues, but I've always said that fucking just everybody needs a dose of like the things that we have to do to stay vigilant in our recovery. It's just, you know, replacing some words here and there, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't, you know, I mean, I'm sure it's the same with you. Like, I don't struggle with, well, not a lot, but getting high on a daily basis is no longer a struggle for me. Now it's like, you know, telling a white lie or neglecting a relationship or staying in integrity with my word. Those are more things that I struggle with today than, you know, fucking smoking some crack later.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny, he laughs from the relatability.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, and you hear that a lot too in recovery. It's like, man, I wish that everybody else could work a program too, so they could just get on, you know, the same page and feel what I feel. But like, you know, without that gift of desperation that we are given, you know, who's willing to work a program like that? You know, like, you know, I'm, you know, that's perfect for you, but like, there ain't nothing wrong with me. Like, I'm doing fine. You know? So people a lot of times just get stuck because they don't want to keep improving. And I think that gives us a leg up, I think, because once we get clean and sober, we realize that, holy shit, anything's possible. If I can stop using fucking heroin, if I can stop sticking a needle in my fucking veins, dude, then like anything's possible. And so, you know, you get turned on to this whole, you know, like, you're almost addicted to growth,
man,
you know, and that sort of replaces it. Right.
So good. So good. Yep. And I love it. He said the gift of desperation.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And you've told me that before. I've learned so much from Hip and Mike, who both are in recovery. And they got killer one-liners and perspective shifts, how to deal with themselves, other people, that the rest of the world don't fucking know, you know, and it's powerful. But because you guys show up to the game taking like responsibility for yourselves, for your own perception, for your actions, for your own emotions, where most people, they'll just ride on it. But you guys stop and check yourselves. Like, even though you're wanting to ride on it, and you may even be riding on it, somewhere on the ride, you stop and put that mirror in front of your face and constantly are checking yourselves. Like, am I even supposed to be riding on this one? Oh, shit. Nope. No, that's me, not them. Like, fuck, it's more me than them. Like, I've watched you guys, and there's a level of maturity there, a level of responsibility there that's admirable and attractive.
Yep.
You know,
if I'm not the problem, there is no solution. I try to stay in that all the time because I've spent way too much of my life placing blame on other people, and that just doesn't do anything at all any good. And like you said, sometimes I'll indulge in that and I'll be like, yeah, motherfucker, it's your fault I feel this way. And it's like, wait a minute, like, go ahead and unpack that statement. It's like, oh yeah, I'm the one that gave you the power in the first place. Sorry, now I own amends.
Yeah, well, we do that too for the recognition. So we appreciate you saying something about it, Matt, because it makes us feel good, you know. That's why we do it. No, I'm just kidding. That's not why we do it.
I'm not. Fuck that. Feed me.
It's like, I'll take both.
I'm not gonna lie, it does feel good to be recognized, but no, it's like, you know, that's not why we do it. It's a way of living that's way more peaceful, you know, when you cease fighting everyone and everything.
Is your wife in recovery?
She's not, actually. She's worked in recovery before as a therapist, but so she's like para recovery.
Cool.
But no, she's a normie, as we call them.
Well, I think it's cool that you were linked up on your paths crossed with a normie, you know.
Yeah.
It seems like I see so many people in the rooms and they link up in the rooms, you know. That don't always go over great, but you know. The little I've observed, but Hip and Meg are an anomaly. Like, you know what I'm saying? You guys went against every suggestion, everyone telling you, you know, but somehow you guys made it through the other side together through it all. But that's a rare thing, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, we're still in the process of it, but
Well, yeah.
it's keeping your side of the street clean, and you know, I got a God and she's not it, and she's got a God and I'm it sometimes, but I tell her, babe, chill.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah.
No, she's gonna fucking hate me if she hears this. No, she has her higher power. I got mine. And we just focus on ourselves, and in turn it feeds the household. You know, just like if I focus on me, it keeps aisle 9 clean, and everyone in there focuses on themselves, and it keeps that ecosystem clean, which in turn spreads into the community, which in turn spreads into the city, into the state, into the world.
Yeah.
But it all starts with the individual, always.
Man. TikTok that hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, just shoot me this clip when we're done, Mike.
Good shit. Well, I'm excited for you boys. You guys get to be in the flesh together here this weekend. Mm-hmm. You know, which I know.
But I'm actually leaving tomorrow morning tonight at 4 a.m. And
are you really?
Yep.
Wow.
So after this, we got to go home and pack up and get ready.
And you're going with him, right, Mike? Okay, cool.
On the same flight? Okay. When do you leave? 4? Cool. When are you coming, Matt?
I'll be out there Thursday at noon. I get on the plane.
Oh, that's right.
Thursday
you told me
morning.
That.
Yeah.
Are you coming solo, Matt, or are you anyone coming with you? Or?
Nah, just me this time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have your own booth? Are you sharing a booth, or?
No, I have my own.
That's awesome.
I'm a big guy, man, so I need that 10 foot by 10 foot space. You know.
Agreed.
Sure. Same with Hip.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome, fellas. My God. Matt, thanks for who you are, how you show up in the world, everything you do, everything you've done, everything you've been brought through, the responsibility you've taken for your own life, to go from being a taker to now a giver, man. And it's a real fucking honor to know you, and I'm looking forward to getting knowing you even better in the real near future here, sir.
Yeah, well, thank you. You know, thank you guys for lighting the path and, you know, really keeping sacred what really helped save my life, man. This industry is something that I hold very dear to my heart. You know, it's like without this, I mean, I'd be back in prison probably because I have no other kind of job skills. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is it. So I really appreciate you guys' passion for preserving an industry that like I hold very dear to my heart, and I'm just stoked to be a part of it, man.
Jeez, so good. I wonder how many people are going to start TikToks today. You know, we just fucked up the whole algorithm today, didn't we?
Yeah, people are scrolling on there like, God damn, all I see is tattoo artists now.
Yeah. Look at all these fuckers trying to be funny. They all suck. Hip, do either of you brothers want to leave our listeners with anything before we wrap up today? Anything on your heart you just feel led to leave our listeners either a word of encouragement in their own life, and brothers staying clean, or people that are been wanting to do a TikTok, put themselves out there, but they've just been too scared? Is there any last words either of you boys would like to?
I'll extend the floor to Matt because he's our guest.
No pressure.
I know, right?
Yeah, no, man, I would just say who you are already is special, right?
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, so just be you, man, because everyone else is taken. And, you know, don't be afraid to kind of put yourself out there and find out if you're really funny, you know? Maybe you're not funny. That's okay. That's not your thing. I'm sure you're good at something, you know? Right. And for those of you out there struggling, trying to maybe trying to get clean, or maybe playing with the idea or the possibility, or even if you want help, with some video ideas, or like how to do it. If you have any questions, man, I am open, and like I'm very very open to helping anybody. So if you guys want to reach out on any of my socials or through email, through my website, even like just reach out, and I'd be happy to help in any way I can.
Man, thank you, brother Matt. That's huge. I hope you don't regret offering that. He's like,
I know.
I have yet, because our listeners know if they are ever struggling with wanting to get clean or just struggling in general, that I've been known to fucking, when you reach out, I'll give you my number. Mm-hmm. And I can't tell you how many times someone's shot me an image of a tangible item that they've received because they decided to like
surrender.
Yeah, great word. Surrender, and had celebrated a certain amount of time abstinent from drugs. So those are fucking, just one of those mean the world to me. So I appreciate it. So my line's always open.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. Because mine's not. Just kidding.
Yeah. So if you're struggling out there, make sure and
to reach out to me or Matt
on Instagram. Yeah.
Matt Vaught. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Rock, our brother Rock from Platinum Koi in Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama. This weekend, the reason why I won't be at 208 is I'm going to the Hunts Vegas show for our brother Rock, who's a TBM alumni and grad, and he's throwing, one of his first big shows. But I don't know if you saw his post, but right before his show this weekend, he just posted yesterday, to all my friends, I've decided to go clean, and I've been living clean. And so this weekend when you show up, I'm requesting, if you're really a friend, don't offer me a drink. And I'm 2 weeks clean right now. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
But that's fucking phenomenal.
Fuck yeah. Shout out to you, Brother Rock. We love you, man.
Fuck yeah, we love you, dude. And P.S., I know you use that bidet.
Okay. Woo! Friendly reminder to all of our listeners, we are now open to receiving your voice messages on content, your comments, future episode ideas, whatever. We want to hear your voice. Go to the Tattoo Guardians Instagram, record us a voice message, and we just might do a whole show about it and even play your voice on the show. This week we finally got a couple, so thank you for reaching out. Thank you to all our friends, our fans, all of you loyal listeners and supporters. Thank you for even just sharing this show with other people that, as you heard today, don't even have to be tattoo artists. If anything we're serving up here you believe could be food for your friends' souls, thank you for even referring us. We love you guys. We love your support. And again, Matt Vaught is a good brother, and he messaged us on Instagram with ideas on an episode, just sharing his heart, loving on us, supporting us. And we went from taking Matt's idea to maybe have a show about it to just having Matt on, right? And that could be you too. Thank you guys for your love and support. Matt Vaught, we love and appreciate you, brother. Thank you for joining us today, brother.
I love you guys, man. Thank you.
Love you.
Yes. Till next week, we'll see you all.